Welcome to the captivating tale of the Awakening Tide, where a young knight awakens on a mysterious beach, stripped of her memories, yet filled with an unquenchable fire to reclaim her past. Join her on an extraordinary journey through enchanted forests, battle against dark entities, and discover the strength of unity as she gathers allies to face the looming shadows. Perfect for listening while you relax, work, or unwind, this story offers adventure and inspiration for all. If you enjoy this captivating journey, we would greatly appreciate your like and subscription to embark on more fantastical adventures together. Your support means the world. Part: The Armor of Shadows. Exploring the coastline, I come across a hidden cave. Inside, an ancient suit of armor glistens beneath the dim light. As I don it, I feel a connection that transcends time, an echo of lost battles and forgotten oaths flooding my senses. With the armor comes an urge to confront the unknown, leading me to a nearby village where secrets stir beneath the surface, waiting for my arrival. Part: The Quest for Memory. In the village, I meet a mysterious sage who claims to know the truth about my past life. Together, we embark on a journey across treacherous lands, facing mythical creatures that guard the key to my memories. Each battle reveals fragments of who I once was, a knight revered for her courage and sacrifice. Yet shadows loom, and I must confront an unseen enemy that threatens to keep my past forever buried. Part: The Heart of the Storm. As I delve deeper into my quest, a dark presence emerges, a figure from the depths of my forgotten memories. Confronted by this nemesis, I must rally allies from within the village and beyond, uniting forces to stand against the encroaching darkness. This battle tests not only my skills as a knight, but also the strength of my heart, forcing me to confront the emotions tied to my lost past. Part: The Tide of Destiny. In a climactic showdown against the nemesis, I finally unlock the truth of my past, revealing the interconnected fates of those I held dear. As memories flood back, I realize that my awakening is not just about reclaiming my lost self, but also about embracing my destiny to protect the realm. With newfound clarity and purpose, I stand ready to face the tides of fate, a true knight reborn, poised to carve my legacy in the annals of history. Awakening to the soft whisper of waves lapping against the shore, I felt a mingling of fear and determination surge within me. I stared at the horizon, painted in shades of rose and gold, longing for answers that seemed as elusive as the sea foam drifting just out of reach. Who was I? How had I gotten here? The only thing I knew was this strange weight pressing upon my heart, hinting at a world I had lost touch with. As I dusted the sand off my weathered clothes, something caught my eye. A glimmering light shimmered through the mist, drawing me further down the beach. Each step was tentative, the cool grains of sand slipping beneath my feet like fleeting memories. When I arrived, the source of light revealed itself to be an ornate seashell, spiraled and delicate. When I grasped it, echoes of laughter and battles rang in my ears, and for a moment, I felt the ghost of someone who had once walked those shores. A sudden gust of wind howled around me, as if urging me to leave, and the feeling of being watched crept over me. I followed the cliffside path, its rocky surface a testament to time's unyielding passage, and though I didn't recall my past, I felt an undeniable pull towards a destiny I was yet to fathom. Days turned into nights as I journeyed through the coastal lands, encountering various townsfolk who spoke in whispers of a knight, a guardian of the realm, who protected the innocent and fought against the forces of darkness. Each story sparked a flicker within me, the names they shared resonating in the depths of my soul. Yet my mind remained shrouded in mystery. After what felt like an eternity, I stumbled upon a moss-covered path leading up to a crumbling castle, its once proud spires lying in ruins. Curiosity overwhelmed me as I climbed towards the castle, a visceral sensation whispering that answers lay beyond the weathered doors. Pushing one open, I found a vast hall, the chandelier hanging above cloaked in cobwebs, barely letting the light through. I could almost hear the echoes of laughter and the clink of armor within these walls, a song of the past that resonated deep inside me. At the far end of the hall sat a grand chair, ornate and majestic. As I approached, I felt an inexplicable connection. Like a magnetic force, it beckoned me to take my rightful place, but dread entwined with the urgency, drawing my thoughts to the unyielding void of my memories. Suddenly, a flicker of movement drew my awareness to a figure shrouded in shadows, lurking at the periphery of the light. "Who are you?" I called, my voice echoing against the stone walls. The figure stepped forward, revealing a woman cloaked in dark robes, her eyes glinting like molten silver. "Beware, seeker of truth," she cautioned, her voice a low whisper. "The path you tread is steeped in peril. The darkness does not wish for you to awaken." Why am I here? My heart raced as I took a step closer, instinctively sensing that she held the key to my fragmented past. "I feel that I have a purpose, but I need to know what it is." "In shadows lies the past of the knight you were," she replied. "They stole your memories, your essence, and they will come for you. But you possess the spirit of one who fights. Embrace the unknown." With those words, images flashed through my mind, daring battles, joyous celebrations, and a fierce loyalty to those I loved. My heart raced as the pieces began to fit, yet amid the brightness of those memories, darkness loomed, threatening to extinguish my light once more. In that moment of uncertainty, I realized that my journey was not merely about finding out who I had been, but discovering who I could become. As the shadows began to close in, fueled by fear and despair, I took a deep breath, willing forth the strength that surged inside me. The armor I had found earlier rustled beneath my touch, reminding me of the courage that still dwelled within. "I will fight," I declared, my voice now steady and strong, "for my memories, my people, and for the knight I am destined to be." With clarity of purpose, I stepped forward, ready to confront whatever awaited me. In this moment, I understood that the darkness might have taken pieces of my soul, but it would never claim my spirit. I would unravel the threads of my past, embrace the trials ahead, and reclaim my legacy as a knight, not merely of the past, but of a future filled with hope and resilience. The tide was turning, and I stood at the helm. With resolve steeling my heart, I turned toward the shadowy figure before me. The woman's gaze pierced through the darkness like a beacon of clarity. She seemed to hold the knowledge that could illuminate my path. "You have a fierce spirit," she noted, her voice a gentle rhythm against the echoing silence of the hall. "But remember, the darkness you face does not only seek your memories, it yearns to shatter your very will." I nodded, absorbing her warning while feeling a sense of impending challenge that ignited my determination. What must I do to confront this darkness? How can I reclaim what was taken from me? She motioned for me to follow, leading me through the castle's labyrinthine corridors. Each corner seemed to pulsate with the weight of history, shadows dancing as though alive, warning me of what lay ahead. "To understand your enemy," she began as we walked, "you must first understand yourself. Your memories are hidden deep within the realm, guarded by the remnants of your past life, a life that still colors the world around you." We reached a circular chamber, its ceiling adorned with faded murals depicting battles fought and won. In the center stood a stone pedestal cradling a brilliant crystal that seemed to pulse like a heartbeat. "This crystal is a focal point of your memories," she explained, gesturing for me to approach it. "Touch it, and it will reveal to you fragments of the life you lost. But proceed with caution, for the darkness will also sense your presence here." I hesitated for a heartbeat, the weight of uncertainty pressing down on me. Would I be ready to face what awaited? Yet I felt the pull of my destiny, the flicker of trust in my own strength kindling my resolve. I stepped forward, placing my hands upon the cool crystal's surface. A surge of warmth enveloped me as images swirled before my eyes, flashes of jubilant festivities in the castle courtyard, laughter echoing among friends, and the glint of my own sword raised high against a fierce and menacing foe. Visions danced around me, coalescing into clearer forms and faces. I saw a young girl, her laughter bright, running through the fields, a wise mentor imparting wisdom, and a formidable opponent cloaked in shadows, their presence radiating malice. Each fragment was a piece of my heart, sparking joy and pain alike. Then, as quickly as the memories came, darkness surged to engulf them. The cloying shadows twisted and coiled around my mind, threatening to snuff out the light. Suddenly, I felt the cold grip of fear tightening around me, fear fed by an echoing laughter that mocked my attempts to reclaim what was lost. "Stay strong," the shadowy woman urged, her voice cutting through the obscurity. "Focus on your strength, not your doubts. You are more than your memories. You are a warrior." Drawing upon her words, I anchored myself to the certainty of who I had become in the face of adversity. I closed my eyes, taking a deep breath, and resonated with the strength surging through my body, the steel of the armor fitting perfectly against my skin, the heat of honor fueling my spirit. I was not merely seeking lost fragments, I was forging a new destiny. In that moment, the crystal responded to my resolve, radiating brilliant light that illuminated the chamber and shattered the suffocating darkness. The echoes of my memory deepened, weaving together stories of valor, love, and the sacrifices made by those who believed in me. I saw myself as a protector, a champion for the voiceless, and the warrior I had always been, waiting to awaken once more. With a powerful surge, I turned my gaze to the shadowy figure lurking behind me. It transformed, twisting from darkness into a form I recognized, the embodiment of my fears, my doubts, and my forgotten past. The figure lunged at me, its intentions clear, but I stood my ground, the light from the crystal illuminating not only the room but the fire within my heart. "I will not cower to you," I declared with newfound clarity, the shadows swirling around me. "I am no longer alone. I carry the weight of my past and the strength of my future. I am the knight I choose to be." With those words, I felt the power within me rise, and the shadows began to fracture under the intensity of my light. The dark figure writhed, its form flickering like a dying ember. I summoned the memories of those I loved, envisioning their faces and their unwavering support. The energy ignited like wildfire, illuminating the chamber and pushing the darkness back, each spark igniting a furious resolve. And in that vibrant pulse of light, I understood that it was not merely a battle against darkness, but a reclamation of my very essence. This was my journey, not just to recall the past, but to mold it into a force that would propel me into my future. With my heart ablaze, I advanced toward the figure, channeling all the strength and brilliance I had gathered. "Your time is over," I declared. "This is my awakening." With a fierce cry, I let loose the light surging from the crystal, watching as it enveloped the shadow, consuming the darkness until only the gleaming essence of my spirit remained. I felt a rush of sensation, as if all the love, courage, and loyalty I had fought for came rushing back into me, solidifying my identity anew. As the last remnants of darkness dissolved into nothingness, I stood tall, whole, and resolute. And in that moment, I realized that my memories were not simply relics of a forgotten past, but vital threads woven into the tapestry of who I had yet to become. With newfound determination and clarity of purpose, I stepped away from the pedestal. The road ahead was arduous, filled with challenges, as I sought to protect the realm and embrace my role as its guardian. I would share in the joy of my victories and carry the weight of my losses, embracing both the light and dark that defined my journey. And as I emerged from the castle's shadowed halls into the warmth of the setting sun, the tide lapping against the shore, I felt ready to face whatever destiny awaited me. I had awakened not just as a knight of the past, but as a warrior ready to forge a future where hope and honor would forever guide my path. Stepping out into the embrace of the fading sunlight, I felt the warmth of the day cascade over me, invigorating my spirit. The horizon stretched infinitely ahead, a canvas painted with possibilities. Each grain of sand beneath my boots whispered adventure and uncertainty, but now I welcomed both with open arms. I was not just a shadow of who I had been, I was a knight reborn, and I sought to reclaim my legacy. The woman in shadows had vanished, her presence lingering like a soft breeze, leaving behind an echo of wisdom that filled my thoughts. I turned back towards the castle, its ancient walls now a symbol of my awakening, rather than a prison of forgotten dreams. As much as I was grateful for the memories reclaimed, I knew my quest was far from over. Darkness still roamed the land, and I had a duty to protect those who could not protect themselves. With purpose igniting my steps, I ventured back down the path leading to the village I had passed earlier. Each stride resonated with determination. Fragments of my lost identity melded seamlessly with the fierce warrior I had become. I would find allies, forge new bonds, and stand resolute against whatever shadows threatened my realm. Upon entering the village, a gentle hum of life surrounded me. Children played near the market stalls, their laughter weaving through the air like melodic notes. The townsfolk engaged in their daily chores, their worries momentarily forgotten in the warmth of community. As I approached, their eyes glinted with both recognition and curiosity. They sensed the change in me, the newfound light radiating with every breath. An elder man, his hair a cascade of white, stepped forward to greet me. "I see you've returned," he said, a glimmer of hope lighting his voice. "It seems the legends may hold truth. After all, the Guardian of Light may yet rise to defend us." "Guardians," I repeated, pondering the implication of those words. "I am but one, but together with others we can stand against the dark. I need to know what has beset these lands." The elder's brow furrowed, and his gaze turned distant. "A malevolent force has long scoured our outskirts, a darkness that drains the light from our hearts and our lands. It creeps into the shadows, sowing fear and despair among the people. They say it whispers promises to the weak, preying on their vulnerabilities." Pondering his words, I felt the weight of responsibility settle on my shoulders like a cloak. My journey was not merely about my memories. It was about uplifting and securing the future of my people, igniting the flame of courage in those who had forgotten how to stand and fight. "I will need a council," I declared, my voice steady with conviction. "We must gather those willing to rise against this darkness." "I can't face this alone," the elder nodded, appreciation flickering in his eyes. "There are brave souls among us. Gather them at the edge of the forest as dusk falls. The woods have secrets yet to reveal, and they may help us fortify our resolve." With a plan in place, I set out to gather the villagers. I spoke to blacksmiths, hunters, farmers, and children, reminding them of the warrior spirit that once thrived within their lives. The stories of my past, the knight I had been, ignited a rekindling of hope that gathered more people with each word. By the time twilight draped the sky in hues of indigo and silver, a small group had formed, resolute and ready to confront the impending shadows together. Together we made our way to the edge of the forest, the air tinged with anticipation and fear. Stretching out before us, the dense trees loomed, their branches reaching like gnarled fingers towards the heavens. I realized this forest was not merely a haven for creatures of the night. It was a keeper of secrets and possibly answers to the trials we were about to face. As we gathered in a circle, I visualized the strength radiating from each person standing shoulder to shoulder, a mix of steadfast resolve and lingering apprehension. "We stand united," I raised my voice, the hope in my heart spilling out like a wildfire. "Together, we face the darkness. We are more than individual threads. We are a woven tapestry of courage." With the gathering energy, the shadows deep within the forest stirred, creeping closer, as if sensing the collective strength emanating from our group. The wind picked up, rustling the leaves overhead, and I braced myself for a challenge I knew loomed just beyond our circle. The path ahead twisted into the unknown, but I felt the warmth of those beside me, their hearts beating in sync with my own. We would venture into the depths of the forest, confronting threats we couldn't yet see, but armed with the hope born from unity. As we stepped onto the worn trail, following a path illuminated by the silver of the moon, I felt the tides of destiny shift once more. The air crackled with energy, each breath surrounding me with an assurance that together we could brave any storm that lay ahead. The darkness awaited us, but so did the light. My identity unfurled with every step, and I was ready, not just to reclaim my past, but to shape a future born from hope, honor, and the unbreakable spirit of those who chose to stand with me. This was the beginning of not just my story, but a saga woven through the hearts of my people. We were knights of our realm, rising together into the night. As we ventured deeper into the forest, the canopy above thickened, casting the path into a twilight darkness, shrouding us in a veil of mystery. The tranquility of the moment belied the tension that crackled in the air, and I could hear the hushed breaths of my companions, their hearts beating with a mix of fear and resolve. The trees whispered secrets of the ages, their bark scarred with time, each creak of their branches echoing the complaints of ancient spirits disturbed by our presence. I could almost feel them watching, assessing our courage. "Stay together," I reminded the group, my voice steady yet firm, cutting through the silence that surrounded us. "Strength lies in our unity." Winding further, the path twisted and turned, the darkness feeling more palpable with each step. Shadows danced on the edges of our vision, playing tricks on our minds. Flickers of movement rustled the underbrush, and the anxiety in my chest swelled as unknown creatures lurked just beyond our sight. I tightened my grip on the hilt of my sword, the weight of it reassuring against the uncertainty that loomed ahead. We must press on, I encouraged, lifting my chin, invoking the spirit of the warrior within me. Remember why we're here. This darkness seeks to weaken us, but together we hold the power of light. Our resolve ignited with shared purpose, we moved in unison, crossing through the depths of the forest. The air became thicker, laden with an otherworldly heaviness, as if the very essence of the woods wished to dissuade us from our quest. Tendrils of fog curled around our ankles, but we forged ahead, undeterred. Suddenly, a bone-chilling howl cut through the night, a haunting melody that reverberated through the trees. The sound was filled with malice, echoing the trepidation in our hearts. My companions flinched, but I steadied my breath. Fear was not the answer. It was a warning, a herald of the darkness that prowled nearby. We reached a clearing, moonlight filtering through the branches above, illuminating a gathering of twisted roots and stones shaped eerily like figures. They appeared almost human, yet something about them seemed distorted, monstrous. The very air vibrated with their presence. I could feel the pulse of darkness thrumming beneath the surface of the forest floor. Then, from within the shadows, a figure emerged, the embodiment of the darkness we had been warned about. Cloaked in deep shadows, its form was fluid, shifting like smoke with eyes that glinted like shards of night. It scanned our group with an amused curiosity, as though weighing our worth for the threat we posed. "What a delightful assembly," the figure rasped, its voice slithering through the air, brave yet foolish. "You come seeking glory, but will only find despair. The light you carry is a mere flicker against what lies beyond." A murmur of fear rippled through my companions, but I stepped forward, unwilling to allow doubt to seep into our ranks. "You underestimate the strength that unites us. We are not mere flickers, and together we will burn brightly." "Bravery without wisdom leads only to ruin," it taunted, its voice echoing with the weight of every lost soul that had wandered the forest before us. "Join me, submit to the darkness, and I will grant you power beyond your comprehension." My heart raced, for I knew that this was a moment of truth. "I will never bow to fear," I shouted back, my voice steady and resolute. "Our strength lies not in submission, but in each other. We will fight." With that declaration, I drew my sword, its blade reflecting the silver light of the moon, casting a shield of hope around us. The air crackled with energy as my companions rallied behind me, their resolve strengthening as they followed my lead. We stood at the edge of the abyss where light met dark. The moment of choice was upon us. "Together," I commanded, my heart overtaken by the bond we'd forged in this dreadful place. We formed a line, steadfast and unyielding. "On my mark." At that moment, the figure lunged, a whirlwind of darkness and malice, its form churning like a tempest. We met it with force, our united front a barrier against its onslaught. The clash of light against dark resonated through the clearing, a symphony of courage playing against the dissonance of despair. With each strike of my sword, I felt the energy of my companions flow through me. We were not defending against a mere shadow. We were channeling our collective strength against the fears that had long sought to swallow us whole. Each blow encapsulated the remembrance of laughter, joy, and past victories that ringed in my ears like a battle cry. "Push forward," I shouted, feeling the weight of hope propelling me as the darkness swirled and recoiled under our assault. The creature writhed, its laughter transforming into a scream as we carved through its form with blinding light, fueled by each other's resilience and the memories I'd reclaimed. As the battle raged, I spotted a flicker of light deep within the creature, a core, pulsing defiantly against our rally. I realized it was the heart of the darkness, the essence of fear and despair that had tormented so many. "Aim for the core," I cried out, directing our combined strength toward the heart of the menace. With renewed vigor, we all focused our efforts into a singular strike aimed at that flickering core, our hearts synchronizing in a unified rhythm of defiance. As we delivered the final blow, light erupted, washing over the clearing like a cleansing tide. The darkness howled in agony, and at that moment I felt something shift deep within the forest. With a resounding crack, the darkness imploded, dissolving into shimmering ash that scattered into the night air. What lingered, hanging in the space where fear once reigned, was a stillness, a serene quiet that embraced us like a soft blanket. In the aftermath, we stood together, breathless yet exhilarated, victorious. The shadows that had threatened to engulf us lay vanquished, and finally, we could breathe freely again. A sense of camaraderie settled over our group, the bonds forged in battle strengthening with the dawn of a new hope. "We've done it," I whispered, trying to wrap my mind around what we had achieved. "Together, we've faced the darkness and emerged unbroken." The villagers looked at one another, smiles blossoming on their faces, and a wave of laughter broke through the silence, echoing through the clearing. I beamed at my allies, knowing that together we had awakened not only the knight within me, but the brave spirits that had dwelled in each of their hearts as well. As the light of dawn began to break through the trees, saturating the clearing in golden hues, I felt a surge of gratitude, purpose, and belonging. We had faced uncertainty, and our courage prevailed. With this triumph, a new chapter unfolded, where I would guide my people towards a future forged in understanding, where darkness would no longer hold sway over our destiny. Though challenges lay ahead, I was ready. As part of a unified force, we would face the ebb and flow of life together. The journey would be long, but I was no longer walking through this world alone. We all emerged as guardians, ready to forge our legacies in the light, and together we would rise against any storm that threatened our shores.